Unterstein twins, we're told, very friendly guys. They are officially the hosts of all recruits coming in. And look at Chris Unterstein from Mike. They almost clicked there. Instead, Snyder shuts him down. Doorstep save, and brilliantly done by Doc Snyder as he shuts down Chris Unterstein.
That was an absolutely great save by Schneider. UMass is going to have a chance. They're going to need to come up big in the goal. They did that time.
Always marked down certain points of the game, Jack, where things could turn. That really could be it for UMass and Doc Snyder. A huge stop on the brilliant Chris Unterstein, who was bidding for a 5th goal.
And then you got to come back and score at the other end and make it a 2-goal swing.
Maybe Garber can do just that. Jack Avina thought about a shot. Look at how quick he is. Seems MVP last year, as coach told you about. Goal line extended, dives toward the crease, and a crease call on Jack Avina. Try to get that shot off before he hit the turf, could not. Nice possession for UMass, but it comes up empty.
Jack Avina is acting like the MVP that he was last year for UMass. He took things under his own hands. Tremendous save by Schneider at the one end, and then Southern with this save with his left elbow at the other end.
That was incredible. That Schneider stop was unbelievable. Over 10 to go, 4th quarter here. Hofstra trying. Bonagirl into the box, the right-hand cradle for a first-ever trip to the national semis. Wouldn't that be something? Here on Long Island, of all places. The Soul House here at Stony Brook. Huge crowd. Standing room only. They're hoping to jam 9,000 into this place today. Kaiser, little leaping shot there, scores! I think Schneider would like to have that one back. John Kaiser jumps into that shot. Off the turf, took a hop on Schneider, and it's a big one for the Pride.
Isn't it funny how this game works? Doc comes up with an unbelievable save on the one before that. Now this in-between bouncer, kind of a half-speed shot, bounces up and under the pipe. That changeup confused him.
Timeout call by UMass and Greg Canello, who can sense with just 9:46 left in this game, he's got to talk it over with his troops. What's at stake today? A trip to the Link. Lincoln Financial Field next week in Philadelphia. And the national semifinals. Syracuse Hopkins, the second game. They'll play again, the old rivals. Coaches Desco and Petromala head-to-head. That's coming up here from Stony Brook, Princeton, Maryland, and Virginia Georgetown. A couple of great matchups tomorrow at Towson.
No doubt about it. Virginia Georgetown, I'm really interested in that one. Georgetown finds a way to keep games close. Virginia's had the lead most of the year. That one will be very interesting. And Princeton, Maryland. Princeton plays a great defense. They get you in those one-goal games. Coach Tierney's teams has won a lot of those one-goal games over the years. They look forward to doing that again tomorrow, I'm sure.
Dave Urich, the Georgetown head coach, has won 75.7% of his NCAA games. That's something else. He's the leader actively.
And in this graphic we're looking at right now, excuse me, Dave, Hofstra with 17 wins. If they can pull this off, they'll have the most wins in one season in NCAA history. Isn't that something?
Told you about that a moment ago. What a year it has been for John Danowski at Hofstra, closing in on history here on the island. We talked to him this week about the incredible following they have, a little bit of a home field advantage at Stony Brook. He also thought, because Greg Cannell has his Long Island connections, he's from Lynbrook. He was an assistant coach at Stony Brook, met his wife here. She was playing soccer while he was a young assistant coach. And perhaps UMass might have a little Long Island feel too to this game.
I'd say Coach Cannella's got some ties to Long Island when you meet your wife at Stony Brook University.
She is back home with the two young kids, watching this one on TV, hoping that Greg and the Minutemen can make a comeback here. 9.5 to go in the fourth. They're being doubled up by the third seed, second-ranked team in Hofstra. Here's UMass. His team made the quarterfinals last year. Got blasted, though, at Johns Hopkins. That's something Greg Cannella said after the win over Syracuse. Pedrick's shot stopped again. Southern went high to shut down Rory Pedrick. And a chance here for Watts and Hofstra on the clear. After the one-goal win over Syracuse, ending the Orange and a 22-year streak going to the national semis. Everyone was patting Coach Cannella on the back. Hey, great win over Syracuse, Coach. That was awesome. Well, they weren't ready. Really, the next week, they went to Hopkins at Homewood Field and lost by 10 goals. Procedure call will go against Hofstra here.
That was a procedure call right down at the sub box. Man ran on for Hofstra before their man ran off, unfortunately.
Too busy celebrating last year after the Syracuse win at Garber Field in Amherst to worry about the quarterfinal game as much as they should have, the coach says. Well, now they've concentrated fully, trying to win the rematch against Hofstra, the only team to beat the Pride all year long. And things looking very good for John Danowski and the Pride right now. Just over 8 minutes away from the semifinals. Recchione dancing into the box. Here's Yeamans with the right-hand cradle. UMass has got to get something going offensively. Where is Morris? That's the one goal so far. Watched closely now by McCarthy with a long stick in front. They do finally get it going. What they needed badly, Yeamans. Pulls the trigger. And helps Greg Cannella's team crawl back into the game.
This is Jamie Yeaman, who hails from Cortland, New York. Little twisting, high bounce shot. Southern didn't get a good look at it. Right up under the pipe.
What a bounce that was off the turf, huh? Face-off numbers. 5 of 19 today. Try to win possession here. Mike Understein trying to get that ground ball. Still no possession for either team. Understein can't get a hold of it. It's physical, all right. And Reed finally does get it for UMass to win yet another face-off today.
I'm so impressed in how those long sticks, Jack Reed, Jake Dean, come up with those loose balls off the face-off. Impressive.
Jacobina looks for the pick from Clay Stabert. Here is Morris handling now behind the cage. Kind of brilliant attackman. Some think he'll win the tournament this year. Take over. Nice move, and there's a goal from Sean Morris. The senior from Marshfield, Massachusetts, buries a big one. 2-goal run now for the Minutemen, make it 10-7, his second of the day.
Well, I guess that big men have to step up, David. Sean Morris took his man behind the goal, took him to the goal with a strong left-handed move. He's always bringing it, very impressive. And for UMass to be able to come back right now, they got to continue to win these face-offs.
Morris 2-1 for 3 points. He's tied for 4th in the nation coming in and scoring. Another UMass one face-off here. Stabert thought about pulling the trigger with the unsettled situation. Instead, they'll set the half-field offense. Just like that Cornell game, Jack, last week. They kind of hung around, didn't give up. Tied the game late, took the lead late on the Recchione tally and held on.
I tell you, can UMass come back down 5 goals with 8.5 minutes to go? That's a pretty tall order, but they've got 2 quick ones, and then Jake Dean wins the face-off again, and they have the ball. Can't do it without the ball, and they have it.
He is the Terminator for a reason. Anyone who goes up against him realizes the nickname is very appropriate. Morris all the way out toward the midfield stripe. Way top of the box, he'll set the play here. Sean Morris trying to get free. Thought about cranking a big shot. Instead, Scarber. Look around the perimeter of the box. Conley has another one. Jim Conley, 4th of the game. And the freshman keeps the UMass ball rolling here. They've scored 3 straight to pull within 2.
That's one that Matt Southern wished he could have back. Looks like he should have made the save on that one. Timeout, Hofstra. Sean Morris is the key. They isolate him to the top of the formation. He selfishly gives up the ball there, winds up in Jim Connolly's stick for a fine left-handed shot. Is that 3 or 4 goals for Conley?
That is 4.
4 goals, having a heck of a day.
Conley, who was a great player we told you about in high school, had that 7-goal streak in 4 games earlier in the year, and then sort of the production dropped off. And you know from dealing with freshmen all those years in your great career that it can be a tough first year, the adjustment from high school lacrosse to college game, and Greg Cannella very fired up now off the timeout. But Conley's made that adjustment really work here in the playoffs.
Well, I think Conley probably deferred to the great play of Sean Morris as a freshman. Very hard to step in with a Tewaaraton finalist on your team. But he's going to be the man these next 3 years. I'm very impressed. 3 great left-handed shots, a right-handed shot for a goal, 4 goals today in a quarterfinal game for a freshman. Not bad.
New career high for Conley, whose prior was the hat trick at Brown we told you about way back on March 18th. And a 4-point high is also tied his career best. So what a day and what a time for Jim Conley to step up here.
I'll tell you, Hofstra, a lot of pressure right now on Joe Mascaretta. And this graphic shows that Sean Morris continues to score at a high level.
Does he ever? Another big face-off here. Can the Terminator win another one? It's airborne there for Reed, and Dean pulls it down yet again. Jake Dean, tremendous job off to Jacobina. They've got another possession here, Coach.
Jake Dean is the MVP of this UMass team today. He and Sean Morris, and you know they're going to go back to Sean Morris right now. The great players step up at these times in the game.
Dean is a captain. He's ranked 3rd in the nation in ground balls per game. Almost 8. Jeff Snyder of Denver, a team that made the playoffs this year, led with 11.41 per game. 4th in the nation is Dean in faceoff, 63.2% coming in. Been great. Morris, a quick shot. Snapped that one wide. Backed up nicely by Garber.
I'd be very nervous if I was Coach Danowski anytime Sean Morris is going at Sean McCarthy, who's done a good job against him today, but I'd really limit Sean Morris's touches right now. Don't let him get the ball.
Morris is tough. He was a great high school football player in Massachusetts, record-setting running back at his high school, and brings that mentality to the lacrosse field. Another huge possession here. National quarterfinal, close game. Winner off to Philly and the national semis. Federico had that huge goal last week. 3:46 left in regulation against Cornell. He's got the good speed, gets free, quick shot. Stopped there nicely by Southern. Rebound was loose for a second and raked in beautifully.
Ouch.
By Mike Understein. Long outlet pass. That's a dangerous one. Orson brings it in with a long stick, then throws it away. That's a loose ball for grabs. Iannucci still shut out today. Grabs
Got to get in the box.
And they didn't. Did not get it there in time. Turnover. Here comes UMass again.
10 seconds. Once the ball crosses the midfield line, you got 10 seconds to get it in the box. UMass did a good job scrapping for the ball.
Garber watched closely by Gorman and by Moyer.
I thought Southern was going to get his defenseman killed by throwing the ball up that time. Jake Reed could have busted him in about 6 pieces at the midfield line.
Risky pass. And that was the coach in you coming out, right, with that comment. No, not there. Well, ill-advised certainly helped lead to a turnover. Stabert brings for Recchione. He's got it with the right-hand cradle here. 4.5 to go in regulation. It would be sudden victory overtime if it was tied. First goal would win it. Recchione. It's for Yeamans. There's Pedrick in front. They score! Recchione charges toward the goal. He cuts and gets a feed. Quick stick tally. UMass has another 10-9. They scored 4 straight.
And when you think about it, this is UMass's second midfield. Pedrick, Recchione, Yeaman. They do some job. They got a couple of big goals last week. And look at this feed inside here. Great catch and finish by number 9, Andrew Recchione. A 1-goal game, 4:14 to go.
And here comes the all-important draw again here, Coach. Recchione, the junior midfielder from Mahwah, New Jersey. Can Dean win another? You bet. He'll charge himself into the offensive end. A pass in front. There's Conley bidding. Oh, what a stop made by Southern as he shuts down Jim Conley's bid for a 5th goal of the day. Tremendous save to keep it a 1-goal game.
The change in flow of this game, Dave, has been absolutely incredible. It's all UMass right now. Lots of pressure on Hofstra. They haven't had the ball on offense for any time here in the last 5 minutes of this game. All due to Jake Dean.
You're right. Winning those faceoffs. This 4th quarter has been dominated by UMass. Brand new game. Don't go away here, folks. We're in for a great finish.
It's a long time for Hofstra to hold the ball. It's an eternity, 3.5 minutes. They're going to need to score a goal, in my opinion, to win this game.
Yoko Godoy, the freshman, all over Don Kaiser. Now it's Dooley, the freshman. And he throws it away. Turnover. Mike Understein can't find the handle on the pass from Thomas Dooley. Here comes UMass again, down by 1.
The pressure of the game situation showed its ugly head for Hofstra right there. A simple exchange of the ball, and they threw it away. A lot of pressure on the defense right now. Hofstra's going to need to step up and turn this tide with their defense.
Jack Reed, the All-American long stick. Perfect pass, and Larman brings it to the offensive end here. Staber, goal line extended, watched by Understein. Another huge possession here for the Minutemen. Can they tie it? We were down by 5. It seemed a moment ago we were writing the eulogy on the UMass season. Morris looking for the game tire. Oh, a pass there to Larman, who was open, but Pat couldn't find the handle. It comes through turnover, and Hofstra takes it back. Morris trying for offensive magic there.
That was the first time I've seen Sean Morris really force a situation that wasn't a good choice. Very difficult across the cage type of pass, resulted in a turnover. 2:28 to go. Hofstra just trying to hang on at this standpoint.
Morris with 35 assists this year. He's been brilliant in that category, so he almost clicked to Larman a moment ago. But this late in the game with so much at stake, that's dangerous. And look out, offside call. Unbelievable. Hofstra, all sorts of fundamental troubles, and UMass takes it right back.
Uncharacteristic of Hofstra.
Sure
the game
was.
Situation does that to you.
Penalty flag drops. Delay penalty call is coming. Slow whistle against Hofstra.
Boy, Hofstra right now, it has
Everything has. Greg Cannella is shouting to Jacobina. Getting a play in. Does he want a shot? And then the man advantage. Yes, he does. And the touch-up, once we get a whistle, there it is, with 1:41 left on the scoreboard clock here. And a penalty forthcoming against the Pride. Procedure, technical 30. A man-up call against John Danowski's team. What an opportunity here for UMass.
That's the second time today that Hofstra's had a substitution problem, which has cost them one a possession and now a 30-second technical foul. And this is the first time, I believe, we've seen Hofstra play man-down defense today. UMass is pretty successful in this part of the game, scoring at about 40%.
What a moment, coach, for this to happen. If you're Hofstra. Recchione, Larman on the move. Garber charging in. What a stop made. Effort forward on the far side. Recchione closest to it, along with Yeamans with 1:23 left. Still 18 ticks on the EMO.
That one hit right off the Souther's right ankle. Thank goodness for big ankles.
If you're Hofstra, for sure. Larman, Recchione. Larman. They'll play catch with the Recchione. Wine's big shot broken up. They never got to the net. Loose ground ball. Who's going to get possession? Orson brings it out with over a minute to go for Hofstra. Almost throws it away. What a play made by Kaiser. Climbing the ladder, but his outlet is thrown away. Taken back by Krieger. Sean Krieger, big pass here coming, and he gets it to Pedrick. UMass has possession in the box. Even strength now, 6-on-6 across, and Pedrick scores! Rory Pedrick winds and beats Hofstra goaltender Sutter with 49 seconds left to tie this game up. Can you believe it?
What a finish and what a comeback by UMass. 5 goals in the last 7 minutes. But you still got to score 1 to win. And here's the big guy at the face-off circle, ready to win another face-off.
10th of the year for Rory Pedrick, the sophomore from Saratoga Springs near Albany, New York. Mike Understein is going to take the draw here. Understein will take the draw against Dean. It's a big face-off. Can Kevin win it? Oh, look out, what a hit that was. Bonaguro crushed his man. Penalties coming. And they get called for it. Jacobina, 35 seconds left in a tie game. I mean, Dean Coach was absolutely steamrolled. He's slow to get up and get off the field for UMass. He's hurt. Slow whistle call. It's going to go against Hofstra. 23 seconds left. Yeaman's charging in. Can he get a shot off? Double teamed. And there's the touch-up officially called by the on-field officials here with 15.7 seconds left. Another penalty coming up on the Pride.
This has been a very well officiated game. That was a cross check to the head. I don't know if we got a replay on that one, but it was very aggressive. Wow. That's a head-to-head hit.
That was Bonaguro who just crushed Dean, who's been so good with the face-offs all day. And now, with just under 16 seconds left, UMass has a man up and a chance to win the game.
They'll carry over to overtime. All right? Let's stop them here. When we get a break, we'll stop them in overtime, and then we'll take care of business. All right? This is the challenge that's ahead of us right now. Here we go. Let's go. Be here now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Words of John Danowski. What do you think, Jack?
Well, I think John's trying to be as positive as he can in a very, very difficult situation. And Jake Dean took a heck of a hit, a head-to-head hit, but got himself back on his feet. He's been the key to this entire comeback. What a player, Jake Dean, the Terminator. Got terminated.
What a moment here. Which team steps up to win its first ever national quarterfinal game? 9,000 fans. 15.7 seconds left.
You know, an interesting thing here, too. If they've got a good shot, they're going to take it. But if they don't, they'll hold the ball for overtime, which you can do an extra man.
Tie game, extra man. Larman a pass. In front they go. Pedrick can't pull the trigger. Taken back by Hofstra. McCarthy with a long stick trying to kill the clock. He'll do that by sending it upfield. Understein too far for him to reach. And that'll do it for regulation. The first national quarterfinal game is going to sudden victory overtime here at Stony Brook.
And what Hofstra missed right there, David, if that defenseman just kept the ball in his stick during a man-up, man-down situation, Hofstra would have started the overtime with the ball at the defensive end of the field, and knowing how they can't win a face-off, that's significant.
Sean McCarthy is a player there who threw that upfield hoping for a miracle on a long Hail Mary to Understein. But this game is tied because of Rory Pedrick. Look at that, Whistler. He goes top shelf under the crossbar. 10-10, overtime on the way.
Becky. Diana.
And it's Dean for three.
Sue. Swin. Lindsay. Lisa.
Leslie with the throw.
Simone. Monique. And Kathy. Have you seen her?
Oh, that's an incredible WNBA play.
Celebrate the 10th anniversary of the WNBA. Connecticut versus Minnesota, followed by Houston and Seattle. Tuesday on ESPN2.
Even with the great Shamiqua Holtzclaw, Tennessee lost 10 regular season games. And in the '97 final, they had to offset an onslaught from Old Dominion. But the Lady Vols survived to claim number 5.
They can smell a second straight national title. And they've done it. Back-to-back championship.
It's the matchup everyone's been waiting for. Pistons Heat, Eastern Conference Finals, Game 1. Detroit struggled to take out the Cavaliers, but got back on track with a big defensive effort in Game 7. Now, the Pistons and their veteran starting 5 face a rested Heat team, with Shaq and Dwayne Wade looking to lead Miami to the finals for the first time. The Eastern Conference Finals, Game 1. Coverage begins at 7 with the NBA Draft Lottery, Tuesday night on ESPN.
500. Sunday, noon Eastern on ABC. Broadcast presented by Capital One.
If it's played on a campus, it's on ESPNU.
Touchdown. Unbelievable.
The best college sports action all year long.
Another great play. He's got it. At the buzzer.
Here's what's playing tonight at 8. We count down the 100 most influential athletes in NCAA history. At 9, Princeton faces Maryland in the NCAA men's lacrosse quarterfinals. ESPNU, always in season.
So, have you been on a lot of blind dates?
Well, this would make one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Me too. What do you do?
I'm a vet.
I love animals.
Really? Where are you from?
Michigan, born and raised. Go Blue.
Go Buckeyes!
Go Buckeyes!
The echo in the gym. The squeak of the shoes. The buzzer. The brick. The whistle. The crowd. Swish. I left the game, but it'll never leave me.
There are over 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us are going pro in something other than sports.
Hi there, I'm Mike Hall, coming to you from the U. We hope you're enjoying this ESPNU Encore presentation. ESPNU is your 24-hour home for all college sports. Due to time constraints, we now move you ahead in the action.
So we hear the words there from John Danowski, longtime coach here at Hofstra, trying to bring the program to its first ever national semifinal. It is an EMO still for UMass for 13 seconds. And we see what the two brilliant scorers have produced so far. Chris Understein, who left with an injury, has come back. He's got 4 goals. Ethan Iannucci has been shut out. So Understein has taken over the National League in scoring right now. What do you think of Coach Danowski's words?
Well, I think Hofstra is going to be really challenged to come back, and they have to realize it's a brand new ball game. 13 seconds isn't a lot of time to kill the ball. I don't think you'll find UMass doubling the ball too quickly, because that's a little bit dangerous in its own right. And then they talked about going with Mike Unterstein for a good shot. So we'll see if that materializes.
So they're 5-on-6 here. Bonner-Groves getting set to hop out of the box at even strength. Now 6-on-6 lacrosse. Penalty over. Sudden victory. Next goal wins and sends one of these two teams to Philly. Mike Unterstein switches hands. Watched by Moody. Right behind the cage. The Understeins have been incredible today. All 3 have produced. Chris has the 4 goals. Which one is a hero? Mike Understein. Shot and a save by Schneider. Whipple able to get the airborne ball. Now the clear try. Here's Reed. Big save. Doc Schneider, just a freshman in the nets with his team season on the line. A huge stop.
That was a big save, no doubt about it. They got a pretty good shot. That's what they're looking for.
Now some pressure, though. Larman at midfield. He's double teamed. Can he get by Understein? Pat Larman does. Tremendous job of the midfield line by Larman. And UMass will take a timeout here to talk it over in overtime. They'll have a chance to win it right here.
You know, in these overtime periods, I think sometimes instead of taking a timeout, you just need to go at the defensive personnel that's on the field. Don't let the defensive team set up after a timeout. But that's not the choice here. Here's a save by Doc Schneider. Good hand save. Got a good shot by Mike Unterstein. Right, and Dan Whipple comes up with the ball.
Doc Schneider, 12 saves a game, 180 for the season coming in, 3rd best in the NCAA. He has just been brilliant. 15th in goals against in the nation, 6th in save percentage. This is a freshman coach we're talking about, making his first ever postseason run.
Playing like a veteran player. It was interesting, David, that Hofstra did not go to Chris Unterstein in that situation. Leads me to believe that Chris is not quite himself after taking that blow to the head.
Four goals. His brother Mike 2 talents. Kevin has 1 assist for John Danowski, who's waited so long for his chance to get to championship weekend. He had the advantage with the ball in the offensive end of the field. Now UMass off the timeout. Sudden victory overtime here. Can take it with a goal here. The Tewaaraton finalist Morris, 25. Handles left-handed cradle. Morris had a step on the defense. McCarthy watching him closely. Behind the cage. Spin move. Sean Morris thought about feeding in front. Here's Brett Garber. Garber a feed in front. Conley scores! Jim Conley has won it for UMass! They're going to the national semifinals for the first time in school history. It's over! Greg Canella has done it. The native of Long Island. Started his coaching career here as an assistant. Met his future wife here. And the Minutemen are going to Philadelphia. Get ready, Amherst. Road trip time.
Well, you can't say enough about UMass. Give them all the credit in the world. Scored the last 6 goals of the game to win it with just under 8 minutes to go. They were down 10-5. We were looking at Hofstra in the semifinals. And with Jake Dean winning all those faceoffs, Sean Morris scoring some goals and setting up people. Contributions by Pedrick and Jimmy Conley. What a fantastic job. Some goaltending. I'm very impressed with UMass's ability to come back.
So, Coach, the first ticket punched to Philadelphia. Hofstra has its 17-game win streak snapped. The only team to beat the Pride twice all year long is UMass. They'll take on the winner of Princeton, Maryland next weekend. That's Saturday at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. Still to come here today, Syracuse and Hopkins, UVA, Georgetown. Tom Starch and Dave Urick's teams head-to-head tomorrow. That's at Towson.
Well, we couldn't have gotten a better game out of this first one, could we? Syracuse, Hopkins next. We've got another great one coming up, I've got a feeling.
One team had to make the national semis for the first time in school history, and the answer is Greg Canella's UMass Minutemen. A 12-4 record now for them. They're headed to Philadelphia. Final score 11-10 in overtime. Jim Conley's 5th of the day wins it, and they are headed off to the national semis. Quarterfinal action continues. Syracuse takes on Hopkins, 3 o'clock Eastern. Check your local listings. For Jack Kemmer, it's Dave Ryan saying so long from Stony Brook, New York. How about UMass? Headed to Philadelphia.